Well, let's try this again. Ignore the autosaves. We're gonna go right over here to where we basically left off. And the goal right now. So, I'll note that at this point, basically like the Omega Alliance, they have like, you know, a few sectors left. We're just gonna invade them. That should be fun. So here we go. Alright, so, bombardment of the Lucis system. Swarm population of the Lucis system is flushed by bombardment and demands outside form of support.
Our Secret Service has news for us.
External Affairs has a message for us.
Alright, so, I'll note that basically what we just did there was like bomb the Eleusis. Basically, I'll note we basically like, you know, system attack or system of armor and stuff like that with like your ships. So, stand sentry. Basically, when you attack a system and you have like only ships, you basically like, bombard them to like, basically like, you know, neutralize their population. That's what I basically did over here in Eleusis. And it's basically like, you know, one way basically like, you know, softening up a system before like you actually like invade them if you basically want to.
Affirmative.
You're gonna go right there.
Affirmative.
At this point, we're just gonna gather up like all our ships, basically like, you know, attack really over here. So we'll just do that with all of them.
Affirmative.
We're just gonna send this colony ship over here to like, you know, Lucius, because like, you know, we'll cause it in a moment. Fire's being built up over there. Now, I'll note that I have a little bit of foresight based on what's gonna happen here. Basically, like, you know, we're basically gonna invade like the Omega Alliance, and like over here we're gonna have like some issues with like Cartare because they're like, you know, around my sectors and stuff like that, being an issue. And I also have to watch out for like, you know, intel actions because, well, basically like what I want to do intel to like, you know, the Omega Alliance. We're basically building up a bunch of like, you know, sabotage on these guys. I've got to basically watch out that I don't like, you know, destroy them by, you know, by accident, so to speak. So don't go overboard with like the like, you know, sabotage attempt basically to win the game. But anyhow, at this point, I just want to note we're just going to go like, you know, this. We're just going to go like, you know, set everything to odd bell so I don't have to basically like deal with it anymore. Except for Abydos is still going to build up like, you know, some stuff for me, so I can just basically keep doing that. And alright, there we go. Actually, where's Mesbria? This is my shipbuilding sector, right? So it can do other stuff. We'll just have it build up a few fires basically for like, you know, my amusement, so to speak. So that's what his job is going to be. Alright, so. Alright, this guy's over here.
Affirmative.
I'm just gonna send my guys after him and see if I can catch him.
Affirmative.
Send these guys basically over there for now. And alright, let's just keep going on. We bomb Lucis a little bit more.
Our Secret Service has news for us.
Now, no way you're basically bombing a system.
Completed. External Affairs has a message for us.
You'll basically get like a breakdown of like, you know, what's going on with them. So basically, like, you know, with Lucis here, we're basically like, you know, attacking like their like, you know, system. We're like not losing the ships phase doing so, but we're basically killing off like their population, possibly killing off their buildings and stuff like that as well.
This system will be colonized.
Let's just colonize that right there. And apparently Mara just decided to terminate their agreement with me for some reason, so that happened. Oh, they got joined by like the Heon there. Okay, that happened. Yeah, I'll accept that friendship treaty, but unfortunately I don't think it'll matter, but whatever, it's fine. Really at this point I don't really care about like the the other little Myers like that. We're about to win the game for like sabotage, so doesn't really matter, but whatever. At this point we're just gonna turn off our economic the department stuff here. We're just gonna go after the strict military stuff. And I think we're just going to hold off on doing any more, at all, actually, to be honest, because we're so close to winning. Basically, what I would do in this episode, by the way, I could actually win, boost sabotage, very, very quickly, but I basically want to show off, winning the game by, or not winning the game, but, invasions and, stuff like that before, I conclude, this series, so. I'll note that right now we basically have, our fleet here in Aurelia. Now, note that we have cloaked ships, they can't actually attack on their, the single turn they come in, so. We actually have to decloak the guys from Aurelia before we can actually invade the system.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Though if I want to, I actually could just do a invasion with this simple transfer ship. Now if you basically attack with the transfer ship itself, you basically do a ground invasion. And I'll basically see what that's all about in a moment, so hooray for that.
This system will be colonized.
Just gonna colonize that for him. Oh, I note that when you have auto build and stuff like that, your currency starts to go down really fast because you're not really optimally doing anything with your systems anymore. When you set everything to auto build I have done now. I want to by the way, the thing about auto build in this game. One of the reasons I basically like to avoid using auto builds is for a simple reason that it'll basically mess up your economy and everything else. Essentially, for my systems here, you'll see these guys eventually start to build stuff that they don't really need to or anything like that. So. This guy for them is upgrading stuff here, but whatever. If I go to the events here, basically you'll see crystal mines being built in random places. You'll see titanium mines being built and stuff like that. So basically when you have auto build, it'll basically just do everything at random, so to speak. And this is one of the things I don't really like about this game. The auto build feature is never actually really refined that much, so it's not really doing anything specific. Just just randomly building stuff. Which basically takes away your resources and stuff like that, so not that great, but whatever. And we're just gonna run away from this guy because he's attacking my transport there.
System in the name of the Rotharian Star Network.
All right, so the invasion really system is successful. The system now under a new queen, and we bomb the other guy. Alright, where's 15-9? See, I know that at this point we're actually having issues with the, Cartare here. Basically, these guys are running into, my transports and stuff like that because they have, their scouts all over the place here, so. They're being an issue, but whatever.
Affirmative.
Just gonna start guiding my guys up here.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
I didn't actually need all these truth bodies to invade. I only need a few, but whatever. Alright, so I'll note that I basically invade Aurelia over here. One of the good things about invading Aurelia here is I can actually build a space dock to get a little bit closer to his other systems. So we'll do that right now. I just recently got Wilson here, so this is this stuff here. I'll set these guys up, build. By the way, I note that because they conquered the planet, they're angry because their morale is basically very low. That'll change as soon as they have a little bit of time in my empire, but for a brief little moment he won't like me very much. The guy's basically conquering Aurelia here. Now, I should probably explain something, by the way, about, like, you know, how, you know, ship, like, ranges and stuff like that work. Note that I basically have, like, these short-range ships here, and they can't go past, like, this green line here, if I basically try to. I'll note that if it's, like, you know, there's essentially, like, you know, 3 types of, like, ranges in this game. There's, like, you know, short, medium, and long. Past, like, short range, you can't, like, get, like, you know, certain ships, like, you know, short-range ships, basically, to, like, you know, go very far. And it's kind of annoying for, like, you know, for, like, the Rotharian, like, star number, because basically they have, like, lots of, like, you know, short-range, like, transports and stuff like that to make use of that are, like, you know, better than, like, their other stuff, so it can be an issue. And you have, like, something that longer can, like, go, like, far distance and stuff like that, so they can, like, you know, go past what the regular ship's gonna basically do. It's worth knowing that until, like, I basically get, like, the space dock, I can't actually reach these sectors here, so I actually have to wait for a moment to, like, you know, get a bit closer. So that's this thing I have to do right now.
Affirmative.
Here's my scouts, by the way, from, like, you know, before, so we're ready for them. They're here.
Affirmative.
We're going to decloak these guys so they can help bombard if they need to. Actually, you know what? Let's leave these scouts here in case, like, you know, this guy decides to, like, you know, attack me or anything like that.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Let's do that with them. I'll note, by the way, that the Cartare actually have, like, a big fleet around me right now, so I gotta watch out for that, but whatever.
Affirmative.
Let's just send them up to Avados here for a moment.
Affirmative.
Let's go fight that. Now, note, by the way, like, this system right here, like, you know, once you basically conquer a system, you get, like, a breakdown basically what happens. So, when you basically conquer a system, you get, like, you know, you're, like, you know, you'll notice basically, like, if your basic citizens are happy or, like, glad, basically, like, you invade them or not, depending on, like, your faction. Ground forces basically occupy, basically, like, a breakdown of, like, you know, anything, like, got killed or, like, any troops got killed. Nothing basically happens, so that's fine. You get amount of people that got killed and, like, you know, who's basically left. Now, not by, like, you know, with, like, these attacks, you basically see, like, you know, stats basically, like, you know, what you basically blow up, what you basically don't blow up, stuff like that. So, lots of stuff is basically happening right now. By the way, it is possible to, like, wipe out the system with, like, you know, just sheer, like, you know, bombardment firepower, so to speak. So in a moment, this guy's probably gonna be, like, killed off completely, so that's basically what I'm waiting for right now, with, like, you know, Lucius over here. And there we go. All life in Lucius was extinguished, so no toxin ships were killed. We killed 2 structures, and the rest of our population just got killed off. Also note we just built our space dock here in Aurelia, so I now have access basically to, like, all these systems to, like, you know, get close to. And apparently there's, like, no one in Baitolia over here for some reason, so interesting.
Affirmative.
We're just gonna send, like, you know, my fleet here to, like, you know,
Affirmative. Affirmative.
invade, like, the Mega Alliance, like, his homeworld.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Send my scouts over here so you can see if, like, anyone's bombing, like, Baitolia or not.
Affirmative.
Chase that around a little bit. I set these scouts basically to cloak, so, like, you know, if we get, like, you know, a visit from, like, anyone over here, we'll be able to, like, you know, deal with them. Alright, so note that basically, like, we wiped out everyone on Lucius, so basically the system comes free to, like, you know, be colonized and stuff like that again, so
This system will be colonized.
we're just gonna colonize it, move these guys basically along.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
We're just gonna leave these guys basically up this way, I think, for now.
We claim this system in the name of the Rotharians.
Alright, so that's basically part of my empire now. We're just gonna, like, you know, just, like, all build it, let it do its own thing. They're a little bit apathetic at the moment, but that's fine. They're like, you know, slowly get better as we go along. No problem, like, you know, if I go to, like, you know, that system I conquered, Aurelia over here, they'll probably be a whole lot happier now because, like, you know, they have a few turns basically to settle down, so they're not apathetic as opposed to being, like, you know, well, you got, like, the Tribu being, like, you know, being run here. Interesting. But yeah, basically, like, in Aurelia over here, they're, like, you know, they're slowly getting better as time progresses. Alright, let's attack these guys here. So this will be like a mix of, like, you know, attack ships and, like, you know, combat ships doing stuff.
Affirmative.
Let's move this guy over here. We're probably gonna, you know, not be able to do anything about Baitolia, so let's let him get wiped out, I guess. Just to make sure these guys are cloaked. Alright, so, successful invasion of the Mega Alpha system.
External Affairs has a message for us.
Now, no problem, just like stuff basically in, like, you know, a system, you'll like see stuff basically happen. So, because the Mega Alpha has planetary shields basically to foil the attack, basically that reduces like the effectiveness, like, you know, the enemy basically to bomb them, stuff like that. I'll note that I also probably took some damage here as well because he probably like minefields in like his home sector as well. So, yeah, you can actually see, like, you know, I actually took a few damage basically on like some of my ships here from like a minefield or something like that. Some of my ships basically like don't have as much HP as they did before, and some of these guys are like really like crippled to it as well. Basically, this guy had like an orbital battery, like a minefield. He had like a shield generator, and these like all like contribute to like ship defense basically. So you saw this a little bit like earlier in like the Let's Play of like the Klingon, the Khaoran being attacking like, you know, Al Assad. And I hear it's like basically like, you know, experience like the same things and basically attack the Mega Alliance, you know, thinking of like their minefields and stuff, basically, you know, thwarting my efforts and such. But anyhow, let's just like, you know, grab what we got here and keep going on.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
So let's just hit by Bizonia. Let's keep going on there. Why not? Let's just merge everything there. So there's basically, like, you know, my other fleet, so to speak, to do stuff with. I should probably note, but if I want to actually go after Mars, so these guys like to attack them too as well. So if I, like, you know, if I get fed up with like Drago basically taking so long, basically to, like, you know, switch over, I could like just attack him and, like, you know, jump in. So honestly, I don't really care about attacking these other guys here, so whatever. This guy keeps moving away from me, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. Now, no bother, like, when I basically went for the auto stays, actually got attacked in Abyos by, like, the Cartare fleet. But it looks like this time it's, like, staying away from me, so that's nice of him. But let's just go, like, you know, just show off, like, a real, like, ship battle, so to speak, so we're gonna cloak these guys, and we're gonna send everyone basically to attack, like, them, the Cartare base over here, and, like, you know,
Affirmative.
Arca Prior.
Affirmative.
Just so, you know, see, like, a real battleship, so, like, you know, sort of, like, you know, standoff, so to speak. I'll probably lose that battle, but, you know, it'll be worth it to show off, like, you know, this is a nice little attack, so to speak, so, you know, whatever. Oh, apparently we received a gift of, like, you know, 25,000 uranium, so hooray for that, but whatever, I don't really care anymore. Let's just push on. Alright, so, here's, like, the odds basically of winning. So, we're just gonna make sure everyone basically attacks here. And let's just see what basically happens when we basically fight, like, all these, like, ships here, basically, like, you know, in Cartare, like, you know, space. So my guys are gonna close in here. His transfer gonna, like, apparently flee from me. And here we go, big battle. Now, don't bother with, like, you know, my ships. They, are getting, like, really destroyed, like, the, you know, the fighters here. Basically, it's something about your target here, so you don't actually, like, you know, start targeting, like, stuff that's, like, you know, not, like, you know, close to you, if, like, you know, this far away. So basically, like, just hold your shot, so to speak, sometimes. I know my battleships are actually starring like the Cartare here, but you know, because there's so many turrets, they're difficulty is like targeting stuff. Alright, there goes like the last of fire, so it's just you know, the cruisers and you know, the assault cruisers. And there we go, we just wiped them out. And yeah, just like, I'll fight that. Alright, here's like, you know, an alien entity of some sort. So, Khaoran is a superconducting material with these entities seem to consist of. It allows high energetic shield bearing discharges and is excellent shielding against all kinds of weapons. The Khaoran entity hull is relatively weak, but it can extract external hull energy from its own shields. Khaoran is usually unstable and technologies to use it have not been found yet, so interesting. Let's see what this guy's going to do to me. Make sure everyone fights here. And fight! It looks like it's just going to run away from me, whatever. We're just going to fight before it gets away. Alright, so, there's some like battles basically like, you know, fought there. Now, no problem, I did actually lose some stuff basically in that battle. We lost like all our scouts and like, you know, apparently we did like lose one of the battleships basically in that fight. But whatever, it's like, you know, you know, an actual like breakdown of like a battle between like, you know, me and Cartare there for a moment. And yeah, we wiped out the, you know, the alien over here. Alright, let's just wipe out this guy right here, so we'll attack the system.
Affirmative.
You know, I don't really feel like attacking Meyer, so to speak, so I'm probably not going to do that, but whatever.
Affirmative.
Let's just send this guy up this way, and I'll run into a scout, I'll run into a scout. Alright, so. They're all set to attack, so we'll probably, like, you know, take out this system, like, you know, lickety split.
Affirmative.
Here's going right there. Now, no problem when you basically attack like these guys like I just did here.
Affirmative.
They generally don't like it when you attack them like this, because, you know, this you kill like a bunch of ships, so. If I go to my diplomacy here, these guys aren't, like, you know, too happy about that, I don't think. And one being, like, Carlson is gonna, you know, possibly form right here. Alright, well, telephone call is basically over. See, I know that attacking like this guy's fleet there is probably not going to make him too happy with that, because, like, you know, those like all his ships basically wiped out there. But whatever. You know, just for the hell of it, let's just wipe out his outpost here so you can see what, like, you know, attack on an outpost basically looks like. And while we're basically at it, let's just go to... No power just like goes up as, like, you know, time progresses, so I'll not only like more times basically like to win. So I think I'll probably get away with like going to just like Cartare here, for example, and be like, you know. Well, you know what? Let's just wait until like we built the, beat the Mega Alliance, and we'll go after Cartare basically after that. So that's fine. Let's end a turn here. So here's this guy's outpost. Let's just fight it. So they're just going to slowly close in on him and attack him. They're going to uncloak in a moment, but whatever. There we go, we wiped him out. Looks like he's attacking my outpost with a little scout bow, it's fine, let's just fight him. He's probably going to run away, but whatever, it's fine. Alright, so we basically invade Bysenia.
External Affairs has a message for us.
No problem, this guy wants to offer, like, you know, stuff here so, like, you know, we don't keep attacking him. And apparently Khaoran are like, hey, let's attack them. Now, here's something to note, by the way. If I basically go after Cartare, I'm not really sure if, like, you know, they're allied to, like, say, the humans, for example. They might be. That's something to watch out for when we basically attack people, by the way. Sometimes, like, you'll attack them and, like, you know, they'll be allied to, like, other people. Interesting, these guys are allied to the Mega Alliance. But whatever. I'll note the main thing is I don't want to basically be going to war with, like, you know, the humans, like, you know, specifically so much, but, you know, technically, like, you know, nearly the Khaoran or the Khaoran are, like, allied to him, so there's, like, you know, possibly a chance that they're allied, but who knows. So, sure, why not? Let's accept this, just for the hell of it. I'm being hostile to him, right? So let's just, like, be more hostile, so to speak. Oh, here's these guys over here. Let's just, like, start moving this way, I guess.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
I'll go after Abydos first, basically, if it's, like, you know, in my, like, you know, shot range.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Alright, the last, like, you know, place will be, like, you know, right there, basically, to invade.
Affirmative.
Note that by totally is basically the system that, like, you know, the Mega Alliance basically, like, you know, captured for, like, you know, is it I think it was, but whatever. Bitolia. I thought that was a system that, like, you know, used to be like a minor, but I guess, like, I was wrong, or maybe, like, they were wiped out and then, like, they conquered it. Whatever. They're about to be, like, you know, the Mega Alliance is about to be wiped out, so that's what's going to happen to them.
External Affairs has a message for us.
Alright, so, note that they were actually in a defense pact for the Cartare, like, you know, invaders in the Khaoran planets, so, because we declared war in the Cartare, we actually declared war also in, like, the, like, you know, the Khaoran planets as well. And I plan to Torganis or somewhere in, like, you know, the area. So, note by the way, at this point I actually can invade, like, the Khaoran planets as well, like, you know, the Cartare here, so, I now have access basically hit who I basically want to here. Which means I'm glad I have up all these fires now, because I can, like, you know, be of use.
Affirmative.
We're just gonna cloak these guys and, like, just send them over to
Affirmative.
meet up over there.
Affirmative.
We'll go after Hiroka here, I guess, first, because it's basically in a way, so to speak, so why not?
Affirmative. Affirmative.
I'll probably start being bombed by, like, you know, the Khaoran planets for soon enough, but, you know, let's just finish off the Mega Alliance here first, and then we'll go after that, you know, after them after that. You know, that is my sector here, by the way, but for some reason it's showing blue there, so not really sure why, but whatever. We're just gonna set these guys to build while I basically, like, you know, do our stuff. Apparently Abydos ran out of, like, ships to build here, so... Build them battleships, I guess, at this point, because you're gonna need them. There we go. We're gonna make these like scouts here cloak a little bit, so we'll do that with them. It's probably worth knowing, by the way, at this point that, like, you know, I have, like, you know, shipyards here in, like, Gabados, but, you know, even though I have the shipyards, these guys aren't gonna, like, just immediately heal right up from it, so they actually have to take time basically to heal up over time to get their, like, health and stuff back. But anyhow, let's just wipe out the last sector here for any Mega Alliance. Alright, here's a Starbase fight, so this should be interesting. I'm probably gonna lose the Starbase, but let's just see how it basically goes here. Starbase are pretty powerful, as you can see, but you know, they take a lot of hits, but you know, whatever. Now, note the major problem my Starbase is having is just like, you know, it's basically targeting like targets that are basically out of its range, so it's not attacking it like all the time. That's just something like, you know, really sucks for the Starbase in the Gabados in this game, but whatever, it's stationary. That's just their issue. Basically, we're probably talking like this loop over here. Or we're talking this loop right here, I guess, but whatever. We're about 4/5 dead, but you know we still got some fighting left. You know, take out the rest here, so maybe we'll take them out. Here goes that one. All right, well we fought off this attack for the most part. Alright, so we basically like beat off like, you know, a faction. You'll basically see like, you know, this like message like, you know, they've fallen, they're gone.
External Affairs has a message for us.
You'll basically get like this like, you know, breakdown of like, you know, what happened, or this is actually a breakdown for a battle, but whatever. So Battle of Batonia was the basic military success. Here's who we basically wiped out. Basically like wiped out this entire like, you know, fleet here stuff. So although we basically like wipe out a faction, you get like this like message like, you know, basically you're happy like you're like, wiped out, they're like all gone. Apparently extinguished all life basically on that planet, so it's basically all killed, like everyone basically on it. We kill like the structures and stuff like that. So basically like we've wiped out basically like, you know, the like, you know, the Mega Alliance, they're basically gone.
This
and by the way,
system will be colonized.
I'll note the Mega Alliance now basically has like this is mine, so hooray, that's basically done.
Affirmative.
I just want us to send these basically up this way, I think.
Affirmative.
I'm probably gonna need like a lot of forces basically to attack Khaoran because basically it's like a military plant, so we'll basically send everyone basically over here to like gather up and like we'll attack them after that. Will be the plan. So note this is like the Starbase that got attacked over here, by the way. It'll repair up basically slowly, but you know, it took a beam basically to like, you know, be attacked right there, but whatever. Apparently they're terraforming here. Interesting. Alright, well, I basically like shown off like the major stuff I basically wanted to in like this last episode, so at this point, let's just turn on the intel like once more. We'll basically go after Cartare here and like, you know, let's just aggressively sabotage their military, I guess. I know I only need like to have like, you know, 11 basically like, you know, attempts basically done, so it should only be like a few turns basically like to do it, so here we go. Well, that colony ship is basically dead, so... And there we go, we watched everything. The Rotharians basically won. So, we have achieved victory type until actions. The story of the birth of the Empire has come to an end for now. Basically, like, there's our score achieved. Our victory, like, is basically done. We can continue if we basically want to, but, you know...
We claim this. Our Secret Service has
The only reason we want to basically, like, you know, continue with basically with reports, for example, is see, like, you know, here's all, like, our mass link reports against the Cartare, I guess, like, in his, like, you know, last turn. Like, the win. And that's basically it for, like, you know, my last, I think, selection of Birth of the Empires. We basically did a whole lot of, like, Khaoran for this game, but, you know, I think I'm basically showing off, like, you know, a good deal of, like, what this game is basically all about, so I hope you guys basically enjoy all, like, the Khorans for it, and take care.